morning, YouTube. I am Zanrith. This is a bike. It's not together. We need to get some work done. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do today. It's a good morning to work on it. So it's it's November in Buffalo. Somehow it's 60 something out. But the XS650 is not running yet. So let's get it back together. Last episode of this, I took... Actually, I don't even remember. It was so long ago. What did I do last time, guys? I don't know. Did some stuff. Traced some electrical. Worked on why it wasn't running properly. Cleaned some stuff up. And you know what? If you really want to know, watch the old video, because I don't really remember what I did. But today's video, I got the petcock. If I've edited this right, you have just seen, or will just see, depending on how I decide to do it, me take this apart and rebuild it. Just making sure everything's out of there. I did find a piece of debris in the petcock, thinking that maybe it looked like a piece of paper or something that maybe just got stuck to it. That may have been not creating a perfect seal. I'm just going to check these because I'm being paranoid, because it leaked before. And hopefully that solves the petcock leaking issue that we had. But this just has to go back on the tank, slap the tank on, then we can fire it up. The other thing I got to do is I have to see where my voltage is when running this bike, because I'm afraid that the stator or the stator rotor is bad because it doesn't seem to be charging the battery. The thing is, this bike's been out here in the garage for a couple weeks now. Battery light's still strong. Like this light, once the battery starts dying out, it starts to go really weak. And we'll just run it. It still turns over, so I'm pretty sure there's no parasitic draw, because if that's the case, that would have been draining this whole time, and that battery would be toast. So that's really about it. It's really that's on the agenda today. Once I get it fired up, get some fuel in it, get it fired up and running, where you just got to check to see if it's running properly, and then I'm gonna say it. Then again, it'll be road ready yet again. So yeah, let's hop into it. I've got my tank over here on the ground. It's just sitting on some, I don't even know what this stuff is. It's like a plasticky styrofoamy kind of thing. But I just thought it was a good protective kind of material to keep the tank on while it was sitting there leaking. That was my test. I thought I fixed it. If you get from the last video, I kind of tightened up some screws on this and then just left it over there like, hey, let's see if it leaks. And then after I thought about it, I went, wow, styrofoam and gasoline. I'm pretty sure that's how my buddy told me you can make napalm. So I basically tried to make napalm in my own garage. Sorry, FBI, but that's what I was told. So yeah, just gotta attach these two screws and we can put this thing back on the tank. It's not gonna be a big deal. I'm just gonna try to do it right here instead of, because there's still some fuel in this tank. That's why it's on its side the way it is, because the fuel can't leak out this way. There's a little bit left in the bottom. I was just trying to make sure we didn't leak any more fuel out, and it was being kind of a pain to empty all the fuel out. That was a pain. So but with any luck, we'll get it running. We'll check the battery system, and then maybe we can go for a ride today since it's so nice. If not, I'm definitely taking the Ninja 300 out. I gotta wash the Ninja 300 too today before the weather turns cold again. I feel like this is not the right screwdriver for this. It's like a little loose in there. See, I don't know if you guys can see that, but let me try to get closer. Like, it's not quite tight. I'm gonna get a number 3. I think the 2's a little loose. Just give it just a teeny snug. It should be tight enough now with the seal in there. Oh yeah, this is definitely. Yeah, there's no wiggle now. It's a number 3. I don't want to strip the bolts either, so that was tight enough already. That one's a little snug. Perfecto. Trying to get better at putting my tools away too. And I also have all the Japanese bits for this bike that I keep forgetting to use, and I keep using standard bits. So we will see. guess I should test it, see if it leaks at all, right? So we'll just kind of, I mean, it'll take it a little while. It never just came right out, so there should be fuel on this side of the tank. I don't see anything yet. Let's assemble like it's not leaking, because it'll show up once fuel maybe starts moving. Got all my Harbor Freight lift and my seat. I'm gonna take this off. This gets in the way. This pedal for raising it. But I can do all this while just sitting right here. We don't have to lift the whole bike up. Okay, so attaching the tank, I gotta get it seated properly, but I also have to get the fuel line, which is right here, and the clamp for it on there. And the breather line, this is the vacuum line that helps the diaphragm in the petcock pull fuel into the engine itself. I'm pretty sure this is not the right cable or tube for it. It's just a plasticky tube I found in my garage. Well, that noise is going to be great on the camera. But this plasticky tube, it's not like it's carrying fuel. Oh, I headbutt my tank with my camera. Man, dirty already. It just painted you. So that's on back there. I gotta get the alignment for this tank in there so I don't pop any lines while I'm trying to get it on there. This has always been a struggle for me to get this tank on after I painted. I think the paint made it just a little too wide. Because it's really snug normally. Keep my little imperfections. So like trying to get the tank into the exact right spot has become more of a pain in the butt than before because of that. So you just gotta make sure you get everything aligned right. I'm feeling underneath here for the alignment. There we go. Actually, I think I was aligned. I was crooked. Okay, we're aligned, but not perfect, which is fine. We'll get there. I'll force this guy on at the end of this. And for the XS650 guys out there that are actually watching this and understand what I'm doing, you'll see that this is not the right tubing. This is just a pressure hose for fuel. It's not the right XS650 hose, so it's very tight. But I just force it on there until it goes on there. I don't think that's what's causing my leak. Then again, it might be. Maybe the whole problem is this tube. Okay, so it's on there. Just got to tighten the clamp. That's easy enough. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there, YouTube. If I had any screwdrivers, the flame one. Ooh, Yeah, if anyone wants to send me like a whole set of screwdrivers, because I have just like odds and ends, it's perfectly fine. Just leave me a comment and you're sending me screwdrivers, and I'll give you an address. I really need to do that. I need to find just like a set of screwdrivers. Maybe that's what I'll do Black Friday shopping. Get a set of screwdrivers. Just a whole set, not just like half a set. Okay. Okay, heard some fuel go down the tube. Turned it into prime, so that we can get fuel back in the. I don't think there's a problem with fuel in the carbs. I think we still have fuel in the carbs from before, but it's in there. It's primed. I don't see any fuel leak right now. Nothing feels wet. It smells like fuel a little bit, but I mean, it smelled like fuel when it leaked too, so it might just be residual. It doesn't feel damp though, so it's a good step, right, guys? Oh, there we go. Got it on there. Should be a bolt for this somewhere. Of course. I took it out. And Lord knows where I put it. The Lord works in mysterious ways. He has found me my bolt. Okay, we're just going to finger tighten that because that tank might have to come back off. We don't really need to. I mean, it's just there to secure it, and that's actually secure enough. And then once the seat goes on, it sits on top of that anyway, so that can't really back out. Like, can't back out far enough to fall out and get lost. I'd have to back out. That'll never happen. Yeah, so let's just try to run her right now. Just make sure she'll fire up. Okay, she fired. Well, that was promising. She runs. I have one big problem with that whole thing that just happened there. And that's that I had the choke full on the whole time. And she didn't RPM up. It used to jump up to like 3.5, 4. It would just start cranking up. I'd have to kill it quick. But she didn't go over like, she didn't even get to 2, I don't think. So that's not a good sign. Something else is not right with this bike. Yay, we get to rip more of it apart. It looked like, and let me just double check. Yep, choke is sliding right. Let's try to fire it up without choke. It's been run a little bit. Huh. I don't think it's the idle adjustment, because that means it'd have to be like way out here. Yeah, the idle adjustment seems to be pretty far back, but I mean, I'm not saying it's not supposed to be out here much further, but it didn't run like this before. So what we're gonna do is I gotta contact my neighbor for my voltmeter because I think he still has it because I can't find it. And we're gonna work on this. We're gonna try to get it. We're gonna let it idle a little bit more, put some more fuel in it because it's very low on fuel. And it seems to be, I figured I'd see a leak, and I don't, so we're going to say that's fixed for now. Come on, Betsy. Uh-oh. There it goes, a little sticky. Oh, no, maybe that's fuel. Oh, what's going on? I might need new seals, guys. We might need new seals. No, never mind. I'm just touching shit. I don't see any fuel. It was like a little piece of grease or something. Seems clean. We'll keep checking it though. Just getting paranoid. We're gonna add a little bit more fuel to it because there really isn't much in there. Maybe because the fresh fuel too will help with the idle. Since this fuel is a month old, it's been sitting there, so it's not bad. That should be fine, right? Month-old fuel. If not, maybe we just need to let it idle a little bit more. Just get fuel through the system a couple times. I know before when I fired it up, it took it a little while to. It took it really a while to warm up, which is fine. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I was really hoping it would jump right up and just be super annoying. Super RPM'd up, but we'll dump some fuel into it. We'll go from there. So I'm gonna go touch base with my neighbor who has my voltmeter, see if I can get that from him, see if he's here. We'll suck if he isn't, but we'll work on it. If not, maybe the carbs need another cleaning, which I really don't want to do, but it's carbs. You got to do it. Ooh, I only had like a gallon left. I knew there wasn't that much in there, but damn. Okay. But if we need new seals, we need to start pulling things apart again. It's probably going to wait until next spring because the riding season's over. I mean, it's November. I only just got a good day today. But so much better than coming from a bike that wasn't running and had a head that was busted. This bike's been incredible. For my learning, not so much for riding because I've put 6 miles on it since I rebuilt it, and I'm still touching things up. Huh. Wonder what else that could be, guys. So far dry. Okay, well I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get the voltmeter. We'll get that. I'll get back with you guys when we get our next set going. Just trying to think what else I can do to try to figure out what that problem is. Low idle. Well, you know, I guess I could start reading through the book and seeing. I think it has a troubleshooting section. Maybe we can read through that a little bit. Try to figure out what low idle, what other things it could be, just to help supplement my brain from freaking out. Periodic maintenance, troubleshooting, a whole troubleshooting chapter in here. Start with that. We'll look through that, figure out what we can find. If not, we'll just start pulling things back apart and cleaning things out again. Maybe I'll check valve spacing. That wouldn't really do it. It wouldn't run. It would skip. Timing's got to be right because it wasn't popping and skipping. So a lot of things, guys. But my brain's just going to everything that I could have to fix. But like I said, I'll get back to you.